All right, guys, welcome to the video. So this video is on chapter 22, which is renovations and project management. Not a big video. There's a lot going on in the chapter, but I'm not going to talk about it all. I'm going to leave it to you to read it. This, if you have the book or if you purchased and not rented the book or the ebook, will be a good chapter to have as a reference if you ever find yourself in the position of being a facilities manager or general manager or manager owning a business or whatever when it comes time to do some renovations. Now, when is it time to do renovations? Well, that's all over the place, but the bottom line is 5 to 7 years for kind of light renovations, changing the wall colors, changing the paint and flooring, maybe new carpeting, reupholstering some of the booths at a restaurant, or changing the bedding or whatever in hotel rooms, and then in lobbies, the same kind of thing. 5 to 7 years, certainly 10 years. One thing, I'm not sure if it's really detailed covered in the book, but it's just in my own understanding. Some folks will say, well, I don't need to do it because I'm going for that nostalgic thing. Okay, yeah. Nostalgia, if it's a style, if you walk into a restaurant especially where I come from up north, there's a lot of restaurants that haven't changed in 50, 60 years. And it is kind of cool to walk in there. That's fine. But walking into one that's 10 years old, that's not nostalgic. That's just dingy, right? So there are certain times when, the soft renovations will be nothing more than replacing it as is, just making sure that things are repainted and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're going to want to do something that actually changes with the times every 5 to 7 years, because nobody wants to go in there and see the style and everything from 10 years ago. I mean, some folks won't notice, but other people will. All right. So certainly major renovations and things of that nature are going to happen anytime there's a major change in the industry, in the company or in the operation. Say a restaurant's under new ownership. Good time, almost a vital time to do a major renovation, especially if that other management was getting bad reviews. All right. It's one thing to say under new management, change the way you do business, change the food, change everything. In a hotel, change the way the reception or the front desk, and you change all that stuff. You change your procedures and everything, but everything looks the same. It's going to be a harder sell. All right. When you say under new management and you walk in, it's like, whoa, this place looks a lot different. So that warrants a major renovation. Another thing would be reflagging a hotel. Your hotel was under one major corporations like Marriott, and now it becomes under another one. Okay, that's a reflagging. Definitely time for a renovation. And it's not only for that same theory that I said before, where people want to walk in and want to see the difference. Also, when you do a reflagging, some management companies or corporations, hotel corporations will have standards. So this is what our lobbies, these are the color schemes of our lobbies, or this is the type of things that we go for. And then when you go to a different one, they have different agendas or different priorities. So yeah, absolutely, you're going to have to do a renovations. So again, like I said, I'm not really talking about. I'm going to go over a lot. The only other thing I want to talk about is, when do you do reservations? How do you go about it? The planning for it. Reservations, renovations. These are big deals, right? You're going to be, more often than not, I won't say more often than not, but it's highly likely that you'll have to shut down for at least some period of time, right? So what happens to you when you're shut down? You're not making any money. So knowing that as a manager or a owner, that eventually every 5 to 7 years you have a project that you have to tackle, right? That means you have to plan for that. Money, okay? You have to plan the money, right? Because you're not going to be making money, and it costs money, all right? So it's definitely something you need to plan for. And when you actually start the process, the more traditional way is you planning, you have an idea, you come up with it, you hire an architect, and you get the plans done out, then you throw it out to contractors for bidding, and then you have all the details done, and then you start, okay? That is a very thorough way to do it. That is a way to make sure that no mistakes are made, that you can hash things out to make sure that it's perfect when you start, okay? The other one, a more modern way of doing it, is the design build concept or process, in which you just get the basics done, like the footprint, right? We're doing an addition is 4 walls or 3 walls, because it's an addition to an existing wall. You have 3 walls and a roof, and you get that started, okay? And then you continue to plan for the insides and the interior walls and the different things that you need. All right. So sometimes it's going to be more than just the outside walls. It might be some of the basics of the infrastructure as far as the wiring and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But the bottom line is what we're talking about is getting things started and then finishing it as you go. Now, for some of you, that might sound relatively scary, and it is. And there will be problems with that. It's a huge headache. However, there is a major advantage, and that is time. Well, is time really worth it? The answer to that question is absolutely. All right. Now, not saying that doing this method will be the best thing for you. But I'm saying that reducing time significantly is always a good thing, okay? Always a good thing, all right? Construction delays, it's a nightmare, right? So the sooner you can get the hammers swinging and bulldozers dozing and stuff like that, the better you are, okay? Because every second that you are closed, or at least reduced in your operational scope, is money, all right? And when you're starting to talk about hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, that money needs to start, you need the opportunity to start paying that back, right? And for it to do what it's intended to do, which is to make you more money. All right. So every single day that you're delayed is a nightmare. I've been in part of projects where, and quite frankly, I've been in this industry, 2 brand new buildings. Okay, that they were built for a restaurant. And it's like, okay, this is when we're going to open, and we're going to start making money this day. Neither of them came anywhere near close to that. One of them was, it was daily delays. All right, it's like, okay, we're almost there, but it's just not working. It's just not getting done. We're doing the best you can. There was no unforeseen emergencies. It just took longer than anticipated. That's one thing. All right. The other one was building inspector come in, not giving us a CO until this done. All right. Getting a contractor. Now this was on a very remote area. Getting a contractor to come and do that was like pulling teeth. We got it done. The building inspector comes back out. Oh yeah, now you need to do this. Okay, and I've seen this in other industries as well. Whereas you're going to have troubles with that. It's like everything looks good. All you need to do is fix this. They come back out. Oh, that's great, but I didn't see this the first time. So then there's more delays. So you're going to have those delays. So you want to try to limit the ones that you can control as much as possible. All right. I guess you can control them all if you just completely, have a great big brain and you think of every little contingencies. But sometimes they change the goalpost on you, so it's hard to do all that. But anyway, I digress. So those are two ways to do it, right? One of the reasons why I wanted to mention this when I'm not mentioning a whole lot is there's so much at stake, right? When you do these kind of projects, there's so much at stake because, like I said, to 17 times already, every day that you're not making money is one day closer to never opening the doors because you just run out of funds and creditors are knocking. All right, so read the chapter. This chapter does have a quiz. And now, and then you'll be done. Okay. So, not a lot of really hard concepts there. You're just going to need to learn them. All right. So that's it, and see you next time.